Welcome to Tech Talent Today, where IT leaders share their tough challenges, creative solutions, and latest insights. You'll discover fresh ideas and inspiration here with your host, IT staffing veteran and president of Claremont Technologies, Jodi Kulek Mayer. And now, here's Jodi.
In today's competitive market, landing even one job offer can feel like a monumental task. But imagine securing 3 coveted offers in just 3 months. My guest today, Mohammed Shanab, achieved this incredible feat. Shanab, a director in IT specialized in application and data integration, has a proven track record of success, evolving from a software engineer to an integration architect to a senior management role, where he's made significant contributions, including streamlining integration processes and fostering a community of practice. Join us as Shanab shares his invaluable strategies, from overcoming the initial panic of a layoff to proactively branding himself and leveraging his network to attract opportunities. He'll reveal the exact steps he took to stand out and how he ultimately chose the perfect fit from multiple offers. If you're looking for actionable advice to elevate your job search and career, you won't want to miss this episode. Welcome, Shanab. Thanks for being with me today on Tech Talent Today.
Hi, Jodi. Thanks for this opportunity to talk about some of the interesting things that I have to share.
Yes. Well, it's really exciting. You landed 3 job offers in 3 months, and this market is really challenging. So that is an unbelievable achievement. Could you walk us through the initial steps you took to find a new role, and if you had an overall strategy?
Sure, Jodi. So what happened in February is my ex-employer, due to business reasons, had to eliminate my position at that point of time. It was when least expected that happened. I don't have anything with my ex-employer. It was purely for a business reason. I totally understand it. But that hit me like a wrecking ball. I didn't know what to do. This was the first time that I'm going through that kind of layoff in my life. What I did at that time was panic applying to whatever I saw online, be it on LinkedIn, be it on the various job sites like Indeed. I didn't have a clear strategy of what I'm going to apply or what I should do about it. So it was like 2 weeks, 3 weeks since I applied, and there was mostly crickets or no response or rejections coming up as well. So I had to kind of take a step back. So at that point of time, there was a placement services that I kind of helped, took aid of as well. So they had a career coach. So what I had discussed with the career coach is what she kind of tried to work me through is what is your priority, right, in your next role? Is it decision making? Is it technical aspects? Is it various things? And then we kind of drew pros and cons for each, and then we kind of reached at a point, okay, this is the thing that I'm looking for in terms of my next career role. And with that, then what both of us kind of start working is what are the various roles for which priorities work for, and then started reviewing those kind of roles. And then I started modifying my resume and LinkedIn profile so that it could kind of match with that as well. And then I started applying for these roles. So that was a strategy from moving from a very panicky situation to a more confined, targeted kind of applying to positions. That's a journey that I had to take, thanks to my career counselor as well, to kind of help me through that journey. It's not very easy when you go through this kind of situation, especially when you're on the first time you're getting hit with that kind of bad news. That was my initial strategy of getting through that initial panic and identifying the right roles for me.
Thank you for being so open and sharing that, because I think a lot of people will relate to it. So that's very generous of you to share your feelings. And it's wonderful how the career coach just helped you, right, define your next role and then like target what are the titles of those jobs. It's almost like a marketing strategy.
Yep.
So it seems like she uses the principles of marketing. Before like we jump into like some of the steps that you took, I guess, how did you work through the emotions? Like, would you have advice for people who are going through the difficult time?
Yeah. What I did was I identified 5 people in my group who I can talk to, maybe relating to my emotional roller coaster, or um, seeking career advice, or seeking references or anything, right? So five that's the 5 people that I chose, and I just spoke with them. I knew there was going to be a lot of people who would be coming to you saying, "Hey, what happened? Are you still looking?" So that's something that I try to kind of move away from. And these 5 people are the ones who I always went and talked to when I had these emotional challenges, or when I had these issues, or when I was seeking advice. Okay, hey, I'm hit with this. What do I have to do? Do I go and take a training on certain things like that? There were times when I got like 5 rejections in one day, right? And that was really a very bad time. So I had to like take a break, not look at these job openings maybe for a couple of days, then get back to it as a fresh start as well. So there are different ways you can do it. I would say identifying those key people in your group, is in your network, is very key. Making sure that they are more listeners rather than like, hey, why don't you're doing these things wrong, or things like that, rather than those kind of people. These 5 people may not be like your best buddies or anything, but still you know that okay, they'll listen to you. That's one strategy. And then taking often breaks when you hit these low points in your life.
Yeah.
That's another way of making sure that you're refreshing and then restarting your next time.
Right. That's great advice. Now, did you have a routine that you followed for most days? And can you share that?
Yeah. So job searching is actually a job. It's not something that you do it at leisure, right? So job searching was like at least 4 to 6 hours of work per day for me. So if I have to talk about it, I have to talk about strategies as well. But the thing is, you just don't apply for a job. There are certain other things that you have to do after applying for a job or before applying for a job. There are things that you'll have to look around it. So I used to apply for like 4 to 5 jobs a day, and that would take me like 4 to 5 hours, right? 4 to 6 hours for applying, because for every job you have to modify your resume, look at are there anything that you can find as references or support across the board, applying for the job. And then after that, finding out, okay, what does the organization do? What are the things that you can do as a strategy to kind of make sure that you're top of the list? I used to start early in the morning and then try to finish it by the afternoon, so that later in the afternoon I could find some time for myself, maybe do some like workouts or play some sport, watch a movie if you want. But that first early in the morning is one something that I used to like really work on things like 6 to 12 or something. That was my routine basically.
Right. You said like you treated it as a job
Yeah,
to
yeah,
find a
yeah,
job.
yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. So you mentioned that, you had strategies to get yourself to the top of the list. And
Mhm.
I'm sure people would be very interested in what those were.
Yeah. So you talked about 3 offers, right? So three
Hmm.
of these offers, 3 of these opportunities had 3 different strategies for me. So the first strategy was references, right? To find someone who's working in an organization. That's the easiest one, I would say. Find them, talk to them, and see if you can refer to them. Before that, one point I wanted to say was, in this very tough market, The toughest part is to get that first call for you, right? And your first HR call or the first recruiter call. That part you're not in control of, because they are the ones who are going to pick your resume out of the lot of hundreds of thousands of applications that's come. That is the toughest part. And after that, it's all upon your skills and how you talk to people and how you perform in your interview, and that's totally up to you. But that unknown, or the something that's not in control of, how do you now start strategizing it so that you get that under your control, or at least have some control over it, right? So one of that is references. The other one was applying for the job and then connecting with hiring managers or recruiters in that organization, making sure they have heard your name somewhere when they see your name from the lot of application that is coming. So that's another strategy. And the third strategy, and this is the one that I'm going to join right now, that strategy is how you can make an organization come to you for saying that, okay, hey, we have this kind of an opening and I feel that you are a fit for the organization. And that is the most satisfying, because you know that that particular organization wants you. And I would rather go and join an organization that wants you rather than I go and like find that opportunity and then force myself into that place, right? So that is a very long strategy, and it's purely on LinkedIn. You post a lot of materials in your feed about something that's critical in your area, right? It could be IT, it could be soft skills, it could be anything. So start keeping on posting maybe once or twice a week. So that's one thing that you have to do. Go to specific organization that you're interested in, start commenting on their posts about something that interests you, keep on reacting to their post, keep on commenting on and should be something fruitful, right? Something that you're adding to their points. So that's very critical. Two things that can help you in this is, one is, since you're very active on LinkedIn, any searches an organization does will make sure that your name is on the top in their search results, because since you're very active on LinkedIn, and that's very common in any social media platform as well. The second is, since you're very active on a particular organization's post or anything, when you apply for something or when your name comes up in the search results, it will strike a bell for the hiring manager or recruiter, saying that, oh yeah, this guy looks like he's very much into our organization, or he's very much into the workings of the organization. He has a lot of ideas that would be interesting that we could bring him. So the third strategy is something that I know it's a very time consuming one. It might not happen immediately. It might take some time before you see results of it, but that's a strategy that everyone should start exploring and see how you can do on it. Yeah. So that's three different strategies that you have to try out.
They all seem to work in concert together. And I'm wondering, did that last strategy of having them come to you, was that something that you just figured out yourself, or did the career coach mention it?
So the career coach mentioned about doing it in terms of like commenting or reacting to a certain organization's post after you find a role for it, right? But creating posts on certain things on yourself and making sure it's visible to these organizations is something that I came up with. On top of that, I mean, they have certain strategies, but this is something that I came out and then I started using it. I saw the results of it because I saw certain, because I have a few recruiter friends and they had these LinkedIn recruitment account. I asked them to like search for certain keywords and then see if there are results that coming up with my name in the top 10 or top 20 or something, and I could see the difference.
Wow, that's amazing. Now, when you would reach out to connect with people, would you write a message or would you just put the connection request?
So I had LinkedIn Premium, and everyone might not have the luxury of getting a LinkedIn Premium, but LinkedIn Premium comes with 10 in-mail messages. So email messages are something that you can send to people who are not your connections, right? And it doesn't have a word limit as well. So you can put in a long, maybe like a cover letter or something, and then send in messages as well. So I use that, but you have only 10. 10 is very less for, when you're in this kind of a scenario, but then you have to like pick and choose the right person to send it to. Mostly I was trying to rely on that in-mail message. But yes, I have done connection requests as well to expand my network. But connection requests, one thing is you have a limit of 300 characters in the messages that you send. So you have to limit what you say in that. So you have to be very specific about, I don't know, about a role that you're applying, or something that you want to understand from the organization, whatever strategy that you're going to do. That's one thing about connection requests, but I've done that as well. Connection request has helped me to expand my network. Also, there was one connection that I went to where they kind of went ahead and looked to see if there are opportunities they can build in the organization to kind of hit me in it. It did not work, but at least that helped. One thing that I've seen is you see a lot of openings on LinkedIn or other job search. There might be hidden opportunities in various organizations, and these kind of connections, this kind of networking can help in identifying those as well. So that's another thing that I've seen in certain strategies.
Right. Now, when you were reaching out to references in the company, did you have them call the recruiter or the hiring manager, or like how did you approach that?
So one thing is I use their reference to apply for it itself. There are two ways to do it. One is either they would create a reference link and then I apply on it, or I could give them as a reference number. And then some of these references went an extra mile. They found out who is the hiring manager for that particular role. They went and connected with them. They put in a nice word about me to them. Then also followed up with the HR. Some of them really helped in following up the HR as well, to see where I am in their mix of the hiring process. So yeah, the references did help in those aspects as well.
Right. Yeah, it's great to have a supportive network of people.
Yeah. Most of my applications was on the second strategy, where I had to like apply and then hit on the various hiring managers and recruiters. There, I had to like throw my modesty and everything out the door, and then just keep on talking to people, keep on messaging folks. So that's something that I don't know we have to do in this kind of situations.
Right. Yeah, I just want to go a little deeper there. So you kept following up
Yeah,
with the people?
yeah. What my plan was, one message, after a week another one, and after a week another one. So 3 times I always tried, see if I could get attention from them. And that strategy, I would say it was like 2%. If I message 50 or 100 people, there were like 2 or 3 people who would have responded, right? And that's still good. And I would say thanks to on this podcast, thanks to everyone who was listening, who responded to me, and that was at least a response would kind of make you happy. It may not result in anything positive, but at least a response. Hey, I heard you. Let me see what I can do about it, right? So that's a minimal thing that anyone could do.
Right. Right. Yeah. Like in my role, I always try to respond to people so that they're just not left out there. And right, maybe it could help make their day a little bit brighter at the very least. Yeah. Just like the human thing.
Yeah. And one of the person was you, Jodi,
Oh.
who I reached out to you, and you immediately responded and then made sure if there are opportunities. And another good thing that you did was you checked on me saying that, are you okay? Are you doing good? Is there anything else that I can do with? So that's of great help as well.
Thank you. I was very happy to help however I could. So thank you for saying that. I appreciate it. So which of the methods do you think were the most successful?
So for me, the most satisfying was the third method because you're wanted in an organization when they reach out to you, right? And in terms of success, the references was most success. You get more percentage of at least responses. People reach at least the recruiters reaching out to you. Yeah, the second strategy is a lot of work, but you did I did see some kind of success as well. So in terms of success, I would say the references was the most successful in terms of outcomes. Third strategy was the most satisfying because you know that it's something that's out of hard work, and then it's an organization that wants you in their organization, right?
So it was applying through the references link.
Yeah,
the references.
references. It could be references link or giving a referral name and number or something in your application as well. So either way.
Right. So the 3 job offers you had, like, what was the origin, like, strategy for each of the job offers?
One of each, I would say. One of each.
Oh, really?
So actually, it's one of each. The third strategy of someone reaching out to you is the one that I finally took up.
Right. Oh, that's so interesting. So that's the company you decide to go with because that makes sense. And one of the offers was really from the cold outreach.
Yeah, it was one of the cold outreach. I followed up with the hiring manager. Actually, for that particular role, the hiring manager was mentioned in LinkedIn. So I reached out to the person. Again, the hiring manager responded only after my second message. The first message, there was no response. And second message, I just said, hey, I'm still interested in this. And this is a great opportunity that I see, which really matches my profile, things like that. I put in the message. And then, I saw a response to it. And then we went ahead and had the interview.
Wow. These are fantastic tips. Like, what's the most critical piece of advice that you'd give to a tech professional navigating today's market?
So one lesson that I learned is you need to have a clear strategy for branding yourself, right? You have to have a way of explaining what you have done in your career, be it in your resume, be it in your LinkedIn profile, be it in the interview. So how do you now clearly strategize that branding statement? So one thing is keep your LinkedIn profile updated, keep your resume updated. So when I started this, my resume was a 14-page resume, right?
Wow.
It was very old school because I never looked at updating my resume at that time. And then it was a big surprise for me saying that, okay, the current trend is to have like 2-page resumes, right? So I was never updated about it. And that's something that I learned, that you have to be updated about how you keep your branding up and running. It's not only for your job search, it also helps you in being kind of active in your network as well. People start knowing about you. You can have active conversations in your key strategic area to others. So there will be people reaching out to you. When you post something, for example, there were a lot of messages coming from people. I feel, this is something that it's really interesting for me. Why don't we have a conversation? And that's when you start developing about that particular key piece of information that you posted about. So branding is really important. That's a key aspect of any job search, or keeping yourself relevant in a particular situation or particular environment. So that's the biggest advice that I would give anyone who is looking for a job change or who is looking for finding a new opportunity. So if you can't sell yourself, nobody else can. Right? Yeah, that's a very, very important key thing that I understood in this particular job search.
Shanab, this is great advice that I think will really help people in the marketplace today, but it is timeless as well. So thank you so much for sharing.
Thank you, Jodi. Thanks again for giving me this opportunity. I actually went through the whole journey with you in this podcast. So thank you.
Thanks for listening to Tech Talent Today, brought to you by Clearmont Technologies IT Staffing and Search. You can find out more at clearmonttech.com. If you enjoyed the show, please subscribe and share. See you next time.